My name's Dan Taylor. I am at Deel as a partnership manager. I work primarily on HR tech partnerships, and I dabble into some other types of partnerships as well. So the situation for us comes up quite frequently where we partner with HRIS tools. Now, that might seem a little bit unusual because Deel does have an HRIS tool, but there are other HRIS tools out there that have different features, different strengths, or personal preference. People want to use those HRIS tools. But where Deel really shines is in global payroll, in EOR services. So a partner comes to us, the partner runs an HRIS, and the customer loves their HRIS, but they do have employees in multiple countries. That's a problem because this HRIS partner does not provide the payroll services, the various employment and hiring services that are going to be required to bring on these employees. And so the deal is essentially lost unless they can bring in a partner to fill this gap and to work with them. I'm able to jump in, find the right AE on our team. As a partnership manager, I'm able to bring in the right pieces. We utilize a really solid integration between the HRIS and Deel's global payroll and EOR to make this deal happen, to get it unstuck. The partner wins because they close the deal. The customer wins. They love the HRIS they're getting. They love the integration experience. As a partner manager, that's great for me because obviously I'm helping the customer. I'm helping close deals. I'm helping our sales team. I'm helping our partner. So achieving basically all my goals. So I've tried to replicate that process and find where the need is for my partners, fill that need, and make it a very smooth process. I'm realizing this is potentially an avenue that a lot of companies are going down. So my next step is to get in closer touch with the partner, understand their pain points, understand how we can help them, which is going to lead to wins for us as well. When I find the pain points, then it just becomes an educational process, talking with more AEs, talking with more public-facing employees at our partner companies, helping them to know, hey, we're here. This is who I am. I'm happy to help you. That's my whole job. How can we fill the gap? Are you aware that this integration exists? Are you aware that we can do these things for you? Because oftentimes it's a question of just awareness and education. And then from there, making it even more of a thing, there might be like a gamified way of educating our partners. Like, hey, everybody watch this video, fill out this questionnaire, and then we send you a reward or a prize, or we're going to go out to dinner. And furthermore, trying to make myself available at my partner companies' SKOs or at their meetings, do special things just to stay top of mind. If you're out of sight, you're going to be out of mind, and that's going to be fewer leads coming my way and leads coming into Deel, which is ultimately what I'm trying to do in a way that it's, going to actually help our partners, fill a gap for them, provide a service, provide more value for their customers, give them the ability to really be a champion and be an expert and be a source of truth where, hey, come to me, I'll help you out. And if there's something that our company can't do, we'll bring in our partner and just make sure that Deel is one of those top options. There is a lot of chaos. There is a lot of noise and there's a lot of confusion. Earlier on in my career, focusing on partnerships, it was very easy to get distracted and maybe spend time on things that were not going to be effective. So I had some good leaders that kind of helped me see, hey, certain activities are driving certain outcomes, and it's important to look at your desired outcomes and walk that back into which activities are driving the desired outcomes and double down on those activities. Pretty quickly, you come to understand which partners are driving results, what's working, what's not working. So just trying to really stick to that, where I'm very open-minded. I'm willing to try a lot of things, but there has to be data points. There has to be measurements so that you can understand what's working. So the types of things that I look at, is it creating new leads for Deel? Is it creating closed deals for Deel? Is it filling a gap for our customers where, maybe it's not creating new leads, but maybe a partnership is providing a service that our customers are looking for that Deel does not provide? So if it's generally doing one of those things, I will dive in deeper on it. I'll do it more. I'll try and do it better. If it's not, I'll try and move away from those activities quickly. Oftentimes, I find that partnership programs can be a little bit underfunded. It can be an area that gets overlooked at certain companies, and then it requires you to be very strategic about how you're going to use those funds. Even in areas where it may be very well funded, you still want to be strategic and you still want to make sure that your money is well spent. I've experienced both ends of the spectrum, having very few resources, maybe having periods of time where I was able to get more resources and do more. But I think the thing that remains consistent through all of those different experiences at Deel and at other companies I've worked at as a partnership manager, it boils down to, can you do more with less, and can you make your money stretch? What's been really exciting and a great way to get a lot of results with just a little bit of investment is getting out there and doing events in person. I've loved getting together with partners. Sometimes we take the lead. We're the ones scheduling the events. We're the ones who are finding the restaurant or the venue or whatever it is. That's obviously going to take a lot more energy on my side, mental energy. And so oftentimes what I like to do is find partners that kind of run that side of it for us, and they just want us to come in and sponsor. And I think that when you find the right balance of, putting in a certain amount of money and getting a larger amount of impact, like knowing what your cost of a customer acquisition is going to be. Does it line up where, okay, we're spending X amount, but we're getting far more than it would cost to acquire clients through other methods? Then you have something that you can replicate and that you can maybe explore further and find even more efficiencies so that can be an even more cost efficient type of investment. I think as we move into a world with AI and a world of putting COVID a little bit even farther in the rearview mirror, the in-person events I find to be extremely well received, a lot of fun, good connection, very impactful. You can get a lot farther with one in-person meeting than you can with a multitude of online interactions. We all know that there's a lot of noise in our inboxes, and all those things hurt the ability to get out there online. So my biggest thing about making an impact with limited resources is getting in person. Whatever we can do, and a lot of that can be done very cheaply. If you find partners that are nearby, or you just buy one plane ticket, you can see a lot of people really quickly. Last quarter, I was able to double my target for creating new qualified opportunities. That's one of my key elements that I'm trying to achieve every quarter. That was primarily driven through events. Some were in person, some were virtual, but just stacking those up and working tightly with my partners on it was the key. Some partners would say, hey, we have a webinar. Do you have somebody that you can bring onto this webinar? And being able to make that connection for them, and then they're willing to go in with us on that. Or, hey, we're doing a networking event. We're doing a dinner. Do you want to be a part of it? Do you want to sponsor this? Do you want to help plan this? Setting that at the start of the quarter, and then using kind of those months where it's traditionally a little bit slower, getting into November, December, to just really hammer in on the follow-up, looping in my sales team, being like, hey, these are people that raised their hand as interested at our networking events. These are people at the dinner who wanted to learn more. Sure, you can run a great event, but if you don't follow up on it, probably nothing's going to happen. So got to have a great relationship with the sales team, got to understand the process to make sure that we are reaching out to these people, got to be willing to get on the phone with them, set times, run email sequences. But that's been a really successful thing for me. It's allowed me to reach 2 times what I was expected to do on my creation of qualified opportunities for Deel.